Our eyes began to hurt every time the camera focused on Jesus' face. I decided to study Jesus with fresh eyes, forgetting what I already knew or thought I knew about him. I wanted to experience what Albert Einstein did when he read the Gospels. He reflected, "I am a Jew, but I'm enthralled by the luminous figure of the Nazarene. Jesus is too colossal for the pen of phrasemongers, however artful. No man can read the Gospels without feeling the actual presence of Jesus. His personality pulsates in every word." Einstein was not a follower of Christ, but he felt the wonder of the real man in a way many miss. As I read and studied the Gospels, I began to experience Einstein's sense of wonder. I hope you do too. What are the Gospels? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Bible's 4 accounts of Jesus' life, are called Gospels, a word that means good news. They each carry the name of the author and were written about 1900 years ago in Greek, the language of the Roman Empire. Like modern biographers, each author provides his own unique perspective and includes scenes or details that other authors don't. When we put their accounts together, we get a rich, three-dimensional picture of Jesus. Like documentary videos, scenes are often described in such vivid detail that we can visualize exactly what's happening, the setting, the circumstances, the people, and how Jesus treated them. Matthew, a former tax collector and one of the original 12 followers of Jesus, wrote an eyewitness account. Tax collectors in the Roman Empire were usually well-educated and fluent in both their native language and Greek. The government auctioned off the job of tax collector to the highest bidder. The winner of the auction recouped his expenses by charging more than was required, thereby alienated the general population. Think of Matthew as a very smart former used car salesman. Though he's been changed by Jesus, he could still read people like a book. There are hints of this in the details Matthew provides about Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus. Written about 35 years after the death and resurrection of Jesus, Mark's account was most likely derived from Peter, a former fisherman and the leader of the 12 disciples. Like Peter's personality, Mark's story is fast-paced and passionate, and it captures the shocking impact Jesus had on people. Luke, a doctor and traveling companion of Paul, one of the leaders in the early church, based his chronicle on the testimony of eyewitnesses. His book breathes compassion for the little people and the powerless, outcast women, children, the poor, and the disabled. John, another former fisherman and one of Jesus' most intimate friends, wrote his gospel last. As someone particularly close to Jesus, John gives us unique close-up glimpses of him. Are the Gospels reliable history? I'll let you judge for yourself. My only request is you read them with an open mind the way Einstein did. Einstein reflected about the Gospels. No myth is filled with such life. How different, for instance, is the impression which we receive from an account of the legendary heroes of antiquity like Theseus. Theseus and other heroes of his type lack the authentic vitality of Jesus. C.S. Lewis, Oxford professor and a leading expert on myth, wrote, "I am perfectly convinced that whatever else the Gospels are, they are not legends. I've read a great deal of legend, and I'm quite clear that they are not the same sort of thing. They are not artistic enough to be legends. When we read a myth or a legend, we instinctively understand that we are in the world of fable. We switch gears when we read it. In the words of the poet Coleridge, we suspend disbelief. But the Gospels are set in a real world of needs. Wine running out at weddings, hungry crowds with not enough food, fruitless fishing trips, and no money for the tax bill. Into this world quietly breaks the miraculous, which seems as ordinary as the hassles. In myth, extraordinary people in an extraordinary world do extraordinary things. In the Gospels, the extraordinary love and compassion of a remarkable man radiates and illuminates an ordinary world. A study of love. This book examines how Jesus treated the people he encountered because it's in little moments with friends and family that most of us reveal our true selves. Jesus is no exception. Gandhi, a Hindu and national leader of India, enjoyed chiding Christians that did not take seriously Jesus' call to love. Yet what is more difficult to learn than love? How do you love someone when you get no love in return, only withdrawal or ingratitude? How do you love without being trapped or used by the other person? How do you love when you have your own problems? When do you take care of yourself? How do you love with both compassion and honesty? When you're compassionate, people use you, but when you're honest, people get angry. What is love? Most of us have lacked good models of love. We don't even know what's normal anymore. Let me suggest this. The person of Jesus is a plumb line to which we